the story begins, and we see two beautiful girls, Caddy and Nancy, who are students of agriculture. And now she was going to go to a farm in New York to study further. That's why both were very happy. And both of them talked to each other that with this excuse, we will also travel to Europe and do a lot of shopping there. Now the next morning, her uncle Jason comes to pick them up, who is an FBI agent. After that, when they both go to Jason's house, there they meet Jason's girlfriend, who is very happy to see them. Now after coming to this city, Caddy and Nancy also think of keeping their names new. Where Caddy keeps her name as Heather, Nancy keeps her name as Ripley. Now the next day, Jason brings them to the bus stop because Caddy and Nancy had to go to the agriculture farm for study. Here Jason starts waiting for the bus to New York with both of them. But Caddy tells Jason that the bus will come here in a while. You leave for your work. We will message you as soon as we reach. On which Jason tells them that you use the code word, with which I will understand that you both have reached safely. After which Caddy says that I will use the Apple word. But Jason says that you use different alphabets every time, so that no one can understand your code word. Now two boys passing by the road see Caddy and Nancy. That's when Jason also leaves for his work. And after he leaves, Caddy and Nancy go to a nearby restaurant for coffee, where those boys also come, who were passing by after seeing them a while ago. Their names are Jed and Lucas, and they both start talking to Caddy and Nancy, with whom Caddy and Nancy tell them their names are Heather and Ripley. Caddy tells them that we are going to New York for agriculture farm study, on which Jed says that we are also going there, and if you both want to come, you can come. But Caddy forbids them to go with them. But when they are both getting up and going, that's when Nancy convinces Caddy to go with them, and both go with them. But here we see that Jed and Lucas do not take both to the farm and take them to their home, which is right next to the jungle. Seeing this, Caddy and Nancy get a little scared and immediately tell them to take the car to the farm. But that's when Jed and Lucas' mom comes from the house, who tells them to drink tea with great love. And she also tells them that Jed and Lucas will leave you both later. Now when they are both drinking tea, that's when Caddy gets a message from his uncle Jason, to which Caddy writes Apple in the code word and replies, by which Jason understands that they have safely reached the farm. Now Lucas' mom gives him something to eat. As soon as he eats it, Caddy and Nancy start getting high because drugs were mixed in that food, and they both understand that something is being done to them, after which they both start trying to run away from there. But after going a little far, she becomes unconscious, after which Jed and Lucas pick her up and bring her back to their home. Now the next day, when she regains consciousness, she finds herself in a jungle, and her hands were tied with iron chains. Seeing this, they both get very scared and start screaming for help. That's when Jed comes there and tells them that you are in such a place in the jungle where there is no human being far away, so there is no point in you screaming. Now after a while, a man named Boris comes there, who shows Caddy his phone and says that a man named Jason has messaged you on your phone, whom you had written Apple in the message last time. He starts asking the meaning of this from both of them, to which Caddy tells that Apple is a code word, which means that we both are safe. After this, Boris replies to Jason and writes that everything is fine, and also writes the code word Apple. After this, they force Caddy and Nancy to take a bath in front of them. That's when a police officer named Sheriff comes there, seeing whom, Caddy and Nancy start asking for help from him. But after a while, they find out that that police officer is also connected to Jed and Lucas. And seeing this, they both get even more scared. Now here, Caddy and Nancy try to explain to those people that please let us go from here. We will not tell anyone anything. And if you guys want, we will give you a lot of money too. But they don't listen to a single thing they say. After which we see that the police officer takes a Viagra tablet and chooses Caddy for himself. After this, we see that police officer coming out of Caddy's container, from which we find out that he has forced Caddy. On the other side, we see Jason, who was very worried about Caddy and Nancy, because Caddy had used the Apple word again in the message. And there, they send a drunk man in Nancy's container, who goes inside and puts a burning cigarette on Nancy's stomach, and she starts screaming loudly. And after that, he forces Nancy. Here, all these people had crossed all the limits of monstrosity. Actually, these people were forcing Caddy and Nancy to do business. There, Jason calls the New York agriculture farm to find out about Caddy and Nancy. So he finds out that they both did not come here even once, by which Jason understands that they both have been kidnapped and that they both are in some big trouble. So he immediately goes to find them. There, it was getting worse with Caddy and Nancy, because now, the next customer. Before his arrival, Jed and Lucas put a mask on both the girls' faces, and that customer also wears a pig mask. After this, Jed and Lucas take off the mask from Caddy and Nancy's face and show their faces, by which both the girls get even more scared seeing that man with the pig mask and start screaming loudly. After which, that man chooses Nancy and takes her to the container and forces her. Now, after he leaves, when Caddy goes to Nancy, she sees that Nancy's condition has worsened a lot. On the other side, Jason reaches the police station and meets a police officer. He is the same police officer who had forced Caddy. Jason tells him about the kidnapping of Caddy and Nancy and says that he is also an FBI agent, on which the police officer asks Jason that how do you know that both of them have been kidnapped, on which Jason says that he had asked his niece Caddy to use the code word only once, but Caddy has used the same code word again, which makes me feel that she is in a lot of trouble and may have been kidnapped. In the same jungle, this police officer gives all the news to Boris that Caddy's uncle is an FBI agent, and Caddy had given us wrong information about that code word. Now, Boris goes there and takes Jed a little away from Caddy's container and talks to him that these two girls will have to settle down as soon as possible. Otherwise, we can get into trouble, and we have to catch new girls coming from the city. While Caddy was standing near her container and listening to all her talks quietly. After this, Boris goes to Caddy's container and forces her. On the other side, Jason also reaches the same restaurant where Caddy and Nancy had met those two boys, and the man working there asks about Caddy and Nancy, from which that man tells about Boris's car. Now the next day, Caddy tells Nancy that these people are planning to kill us. Then Jed and Boris bring the same drunk man with them, who had forced Caddy, and tell him that we are coming back soon. Until then, keep a close eye on both the girls, so that they don't run away. Now as soon as they leave there, Caddy starts attracting that drunkard towards her, and incites her to become intimate with him. And by doing this, as soon as she goes near that drunkard, she bites him hard on his throat, due to which blood starts coming out of his throat, and that drunkard dies there. After this, they both open their handcuffs and hide there, and when that policeman reaches here, they both secretly take his car and run away from here. After this, they both go to a mall and buy a lot of strange things, like hammer, a tennis ball, and a lot of nails, and a lot of dangerous weapons. After this, she goes to the cashier of the mall and asks him the address of Boris's house, on which he tells her the address of Boris. At the same time, Jason reaches Boris's car insurance company, where he gets the address of Boris's house. At the same time, we see that Boris is enjoying by playing music at his house. That's when Caddy and Nancy come there, and they hit him on the face with a lot of nails on the tennis ball, due to which he becomes unconscious. After that, as soon as he regains consciousness, he finds himself tied to a table, but Boris offers them a lot of money to get rid of him. But Caddy and Nancy just wanted their revenge. At the same time, their uncle Jason also reached outside Boris's house, and inside the house, Caddy and Nancy ask Boris the address of that man with the mask, due to which Boris tells them the address. After this, they put a baseball filled with nails in his ass, due to which he starts screaming loudly. And after hearing this voice, Jason quickly comes inside the house, and comes and sees that Boris is lying dead. That's when he hears the sound of the car behind the house. But by the time he goes out, Caddy and Nancy had left there with the car. Now Jason quickly goes back to the police station, and again asks that police officer about Caddy and Nancy. And during this time, Jason tries to call Caddy. That's when he finds out that Caddy's phone is with that police officer. Now before Jason could do anything, the police officer points a gun at him from behind. On the other side, Caddy and Nancy reach a church, where we find out that that man with the pig mask is none other than the father of this church. And that father sees them and suddenly recognizes them. That's when Caddy hits him from behind with a stick and makes him unconscious. And both of them drag him to the town by tying him to the back of the car. And there they buy a match and petrol from a shop. They spray petrol on him, burn him alive, and kill him. There we see that he ties Jason to the police chair. And after a while, he kidnaps two new girls and brings them there. After this, when he starts forcibly with those girls, that's when Caddy and Nancy come there and attack him on his head with a stick and make him unconscious. And when he comes to his senses, he finds himself tied to a chair and starts apologizing to both of them. After that, Caddy puts only one bullet in the gun and starts scaring him, and starts shooting him with a gun from time to time. But he survives in all the shoots. That's why he smiles a little. But in the next second, Caddy shoots him and kills him. After this, Caddy and Nancy free both the girls there and ask them to release Jason, and she goes away from there. After which, those girls untie Jason's rope and tell him that those girls have told us to do this. Now Jason understands that those two girls are none other than Caddy and Nancy. There we see Jed and Lucas's mom, who was drinking. That's when he suddenly gets a strange intoxication, which makes him fall there and becomes unconscious. After that, when he comes to his senses, their Caddy and Nancy had tied him to a chair in the basement, and they tied Jed right in front of him there. After which Caddy and Nancy kill Jed with a stick in front of his mom's eyes and drop him down. And then both of them beat him up and suddenly kill him, because of which his mom starts crying loudly. After which she takes his mom to Lucas, where she gives Lucas a stick in his hand and asks him to kill his mom. And she threatens him that if you don't do this, we'll shoot you. But Lucas can't do that, so Nancy shoots him with a gun and kills him. After this, she cleans the gun and catches Lucas, so that the police think that both the mother and son fought each other and died. After this, Lucas's mom Caddy and Nancy says that if you both don't kill me, I can give you a lot of money. But after hearing that, Caddy and Nancy laugh a lot, and then Caddy cuts his head off with a very merciless cutting machine. Now let's see that after a few days, Uncle Jason goes to Caddy and Nancy's house, and they are coming back to New York with him. And this movie ends here showing this scene. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.